The greatest college football coach of all time is now an owner of an NHL team. This is The Hockey Show.
ما في وقت للعب 9-1 كونتينيو يجي نار من استوديو نطني ولا لازم شولف.
David Drork is to my left. He works for the Hockey News. Ethan is in the other studio, and Rose is on vacation. My name is Roy Bellamy. This is The Hockey Show. Please follow us on YouTube. It's The Hockey Show DLS on TikTok, The Hockey Show 7, and on X, Instagram, and Threads, Hockey Show DLS. As I said earlier, and that's a fine. There is a new owner in the NHL. The man is no stranger to winning championships. In fact, he's won 7 national championships. That man's name is Nick Saban.
Should have won a Super Bowl or two.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but he's a minority owner of the Nashville Predators through his Dream Sports Ventures LLC. What do you think? You think he's just going to come in there and kind of raise house over here? And
I hope
over
so.
some tables?
I hope he goes in there and absolutely like Sabanizes or whatever, Alabama's, whatever he needs to do. He goes in there and he gives them the Saban way. He tells them, like on the commercials, you're not going to be showered more than 2.5 minutes and no barbecuing after whatever. Like, I want him to go in there and right the ship.
Barry Trotz does that already.
Well, it ain't working.
Yeah, they're tied for second, the worst in the league right now is Seattle.
I remember last year over the summer, we were all excited when they made all those moves to Stamkos and Marchessault, and it looks like they're loading up for another run, and no, it has not worked. So, yes, get Nick Saban in there as soon as possible if you want to fix things in Nashville.
Yeah, we kind of just forgot that they had no centers. Like we saw like Stamkos and Marchessault and Brady Shea, and then the Brady Shea contract has been really terrible. And Stamkos, boy, did that look like a good move for the Lightning. And Marchessault hasn't really worked out. And then we were like, oh, wait, they don't have a second-line center. They don't have a third-line center. They don't have a fourth-line center. This team's kind of bad. And, yeah, I mean, you can win the offseason all you want, but as we know, doesn't necessarily always translate to winning in April, May, and June. So
You went hard on that office party, didn't you?
I'm just tired, Roy.
You do
I don't
sound like
sleep
you're
a lot
in rough
anymore.
shape. Well, you were the one telling. Did you end up
anymore.
going out after the office party?
We did go out
Yeah,
after the office
see,
party.
young
Yeah,
man.
and we had a fun time. But I mean, I wasn't out that late. Not any later than and I slept down in the Grove instead of Hollywood, so I didn't have to wake up. I got like extra 45 minutes of sleep today, which was really nice. So
Congratulations.
I'm still exhausted
It's
though.
like an hour and a half more than I did.
When I
And
hear
I
also-
went home early.
When I hear a young person sounding that bad, it's kind of like, man.
I don't even feel bad this morning. Like I feel fine this morning. I'm just tired.
You look like
I'm
shit.
just tired. Well, that's great.
That's a
Thanks,
daily
David. Yeah,
occurrence.
thank you.
On
Yeah,
Wednesday-
that's not any different from how I normally look. So.
On Wednesday, David and I went to loanDepot Park to see the start of the build for the Winter Classic. The playing surface, they're laying things down.
The
laying
decking.
Down. Yeah, the decking.
We learned
the
some
little carpet
words.
underwoods.
Yes.
Yeah, Bill Zito talked to the media. So did Derek King and Andrew Higgins. Derek King is the VP of hockey operations for the league, and Higgins is the senior manager for facility operations. So, they know what's going on over
Yes.
there.
These guys are like the Winter Classic gurus. They know everything, all the ins and outs, the ice. It's pretty cool listening to them and hearing some of the knowledge that they had.
And before I go to you on the information that you know that is going to happen for the Winter Classic, because they're making some things that are usually different from the actual regular season games at NHL rinks. Apparently, the NHL has decided to go with a former white boy rapper, now singer, Role Model. That's the name of the guy. Name of the guy's stage name is Role Model. His actual name, by the way, is Tucker Harrington Pillsbury. He's from Cape Elizabeth.
His real last
Maine.
name is Pillsbury?
Yes, he's from Cape Elizabeth, Maine. That, my friend, screams Miami.
Him and I need to connect somehow of people with odd last names, but that's an interesting one. I've never heard somebody with the last name Pillsbury.
He's also gone by the stage name Dillis, Tucker,
And Doughboy.
and Saint Laurent Cowboy. St. Laurent Cowboy.
All right, resident young person, do you know who Role Model is?
Never heard of him in my life.
All right.
Well,
Never
there you
heard of
go.
him in my
Like
life.
this
So
makes
we'll
me
see.
think of the All-Star game that we covered in Toronto, where I didn't really know who Tate McRae was when we were going up.
Yeah,
still
but
don't
you
know
should
who
know
she
who
is.
Tate
No, well,
McRae
now
is.
I know
You
who
should
she.
know
By
who
the
Tate
time we
McRae is.
left All-Star Weekend, I was well aware who Tate McRae was. So maybe I'm going to learn about Role Model around New
Tate
Year's.
McRae might be making an appearance in the show later today. Stay tuned.
Giggity.
Okay. You have any info on this build, Dave?
I sure hope so. 'Cause you-
How is Tate McRae showing up? Is he in the
You'll
studio?
see. I don't know.
Okay.
Tate McRae's a girl.
I said she.
I thought you said he.
Yeah.
I heard he.
Did we
Is
not
he in
learn
the
anything
studio?
in Toronto, Roy?
I saw the woman. Yes. But anyway,
All right.
info.
So one of the cool things I thought was interesting, because one of the concerns, I guess, not for us, the novices, is like how are they going to maintain the ice? They're actually going to build the ice almost twice as thick as they would at a normal NHL rink. Normally, it's like I think a quarter of an inch to an inch and a quarter to an inch and a half thick in a regular rink. Right. They're going to take this potentially all the way up to 2.5 inches, just so that way, if the ice does melt a little, or if it's not the way that they want it, instead of adding water to it, they're just going to shave it down. And they're going to get it down to a place where they say the players are going to be really happy with it when they practice the day before. And the other thing is they're going to start building the ice like a day or two before Christmas. That's like right now they're building the rink, the infrastructure, all that. And you're smiling about something. I'm curious. We'll find out in a second. But they're going to actually start building the ice around, I think, the 22nd, 23rd, I think is what they said at the presser. And then from there, they're going to crank the AC up in loanDepot Park. They're going to close all the doors, all the windows. They're going to turn that place into an ice box until they open it up for the game.
Okay. So what you're telling me is 2.5 inches is a lot.
Okay, I appreciate you holding on to that one, buddy.
I mean, for crying out loud.
It's above average for some people.
That joke was below average. I mean, what are you doing? All right, it's time for Puck Luck. It's sponsored by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. David, can we finally win some money for people?
I think we got one this week because the Panthers are playing on a Friday.
Yeah.
And we got the Panthers edge.
But they're playing Carolina.
They are playing Carolina, but that means we're getting good odds. And I'm going to go with the hottest Panther that there is right now, and that's Carter Verhaeghe. He's been ripping puck. He's been scoring goals. He's been doing everything. The dad bump is real. He has hit his over 2.5 shots line 9 of his last 10 games. And like I said, we're getting good odds because it's Carolina. So we're going to loop in Verhaeghe shots. We're going to loop in Nathan McKinnon's over 3.5 shots as he's hit that line, Roy, in 11 of 12 games. And Winnipeg are in the top third of the league in giving up shots on goal. We are also going to take Colorado's money line against Winnipeg to add a little bit of juice to the parlay. And finally, we're going to take Nick Robertson of the Dallas Stars over 2.5 shots on goal. He has hit that in 3 straight. No, excuse me. He hasn't gone 3 straight games all season without hitting that line, and he's missed it in 2 straight. So I got a good feeling. Anaheim also allows the 8th most shots in the league. And the odds on that parlay, Ethan, plus 531. So let's make some money today, guys.
All right, it is time for Rosa en un minuto. Take it away, Rosie.
Cambio de music. Hola hijos, este es un minuto de hockey con Rose. Esta vez nos vamos a San Luis, donde la semana fue inconsistente pero con momentos. Los Blues arrancaron mal. Forsberg decidió convertirse en la víctima favorita y les metió hat-trick en la derrota 5-2 contra Nashville. Sí, Forsberg. Pero cuando a mí me toca rip the ice, no hace nada. Pero luego, la redención defensiva, victoria 1 contra los Winnipeg con Justin Fox marcando el único gol y Joe Hofer con su tercer shutout de la temporada, partido corto, feo, pero efectivo. Y cuando parecía que se levantaba el vuelo, llegó el drama, derrota 2-1 en overtime contra los Rangers con JT Miller clavando el gol ganador. Así que los Blues cierran la semana con una victoria, 2 derrotas, defensa sólida un día, hat-tricks contra el otro y mucho sube y baja emocional. Porque los Blues nunca saben si va a sonar jazz o puro ruido. Eso fue un minuto de hockey con Rose, el resumen semanal de puck, pasión y un poquito de caos.
All right, that was Rosa en un minuto. Thank you, Rosie. And now it is time for Rose in a minute. And in her stead, it's Chris Cody. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, kids. This is 1 minute of hockey with Rose, and this week we're heading to St. Louis, where the week was inconsistent, but it had its moments. The Blues started off rough. Flip Forsberg decided to turn them into his favorite victim and dropped a hat trick on them in a 5-2 loss to Nashville. Yes, Forsberg, but of course when I pick him and rip the ice, he does absolutely nothing. Then came the defensive redemption, a 1-0 win over Winnipeg with Justin Falk scoring the only goal and Joel Hofer recording the 3rd shutout of the season. A short game, an ugly game, but an effective one. And just when it looked like they were taking off, the drama hit. A 2-1 overtime loss to the Rangers, and with JT Miller burying the game winner. Bergeron scored again for St. Louis, but it wasn't enough. So the Blues finished the week with 1 win and 2 losses, solid defense, one day, hat tricks against them the next, a whole lot of emotional up and downs. And this was 1 minute of hockey with Rose, your weekly recap of passion and a little bit of chaos, because with the Blues, you never know if you're going to hear jazz or just pure noise.
It's time for the hockey stat of the week.
The hockey stat of the week.
Hello, gentlemen. Hi, guys. Hello.
You have a hangover or something?
No, I don't have a hangover.
Bullshit.
I'm just tired.
Okay.
I would tell you if I had a hangover.
No, you wouldn't.
I 100%
actually,
I
you know
would.
what?
I would
Actually,
make
you
no
would tell us
secrets
all
about
the
it.
symptoms that you've ever had in your life.
I would never ever keep that a secret from you, Roy. Okay, hey, how you guys doing?
Hey,
So that Kirill Kaprizov guy up in Minnesota, he's pretty good. And now he's paired with another guy that's pretty good, Quinn Hughes, which, hey, that trade happened. That was pretty big news.
Mm-hmm.
So he's only going to get better with Quinn Hughes, and he has only been getting better. The Wild have outscored opponents 16-4 in the 3 games they've played with Quinn Hughes. They are, of course, 3-0. They are red hot, 7-2-1 in their last 10. My stat of the day comes from @DylanLaux4 on Twitter. Since entering the NHL in 2020-21, Kirill Kaprizov and Alex Ovechkin were tied for the most goals by a Russian skater in the NHL. Kaprizov has now broken that tie. He has 207 goals. He scored again last night in 354 games since entering the NHL.
So you're saying Kaprizov is going to break Ovechkin's record someday? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not necessarily saying that, David.
That's
What I
bold.
am saying is that earlier, either this year, sometime this calendar year, it could have been this season, it could have been last season, we were talking about Kaprizov, and I called him the greatest player in Wild history, and you kind of scoffed at me, David, and I haven't forgotten about that.
He always
is
remembers.
the greatest player in Wild history. I think he just recently got to second on their all-time goal-scoring list, and of course he's there for 8 more years at $17 million, so he's going to get to number 1 eventually. Great player, and only going to be better with Quinn Hughes. I can't wait to keep watching that pairing. They are electric.